Welcome to the show. This is Leslie M., and you're listening and watching Over 35 and Up live podcast on YouTube or wherever you're looking at it at. I don't know where I'm going to post it. Anyway, I was watching the Jay Reed, and his shows are thought-provoking. I'll provide some audio while I watch it again, but to view the whole thing, go over to the Jay Reed on YouTube. To read a blog post that goes in depth, yes, I wrote that, and provides realistic insight, go to www.over35andup.com to read the full blog post and watch the video. Now, don't forget to subscribe here. Okay, follow us on Over 35 and Up on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook page. The Facebook page. Okay, please find our Amazon influencer storefront listed in the description box. Okay, it's www.amazon.com/shop/ over 35 and up. All of this stuff is in the description box. You know I'm going to repost it on Over 35 and Up Facebook page and the Over 35 and Up account. It might get on TikTok. I might post it on TikTok. I don't know. But let's start with the show.
It was about 2,000 people, including me, holding resumes, and a bunch of tents of people, I guess, promoting their businesses, I guess. And no one was hiring at all, including the company that just laid me off. About 100 people in line to talk to them. And then there was just like a lady from there being like, if you're trying to drop off a resume, just go online. It's all online. I talked to a lady from the Burbank Library. She's like, we're here to answer questions about the library. And I was like, okay, are you guys hiring? And she was like, I don't know. Go online. Anyway, it was awful and demoralizing. But I did it. I gave it a try. I can say I tried. Do better. City of Burbank.
Americans are giving up on the job market in 2020.
I don't know about that giving up. Because if you need money, you need money. Because I was like, the stores you shop at, you should apply. You can't afford to shop here, but you can afford to work here. But I need to work from home. Okay, I'm mom. I have to take care of my baby girl. So I need something that I can do from home because my son works and you can't be Benson all the time. Okay, every now and again he'll help me out, but he has his own life to live. So I need something where I can stay at home and do. Hint, this. So that means I need some sponsorship. Okay, if you have a small business, we can negotiate very reasonable rates where I will write down everything you want to say to the people in an ad. Ad. It's called an advertisement or short ad. Okay? And then I write stuff, you write stuff, and we come up with something and we agree on it. And then I'll read it. This 15 seconds. Well, you can go. 15 seconds is about the shortest one that you can pay for. And it's so much money per 15 seconds. You can do one actually 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or a minute. A minute is really long when you're talking. So it just depends. We can come up with some kind of pricing. Okay, we're talking about $25 for 15 seconds. Okay, for a week. I will talk you up 15 seconds at a time. Okay, for $25. All right, for small businesses. If you're a huge corporation, we can develop some corporate sponsorship where I talk about you all the time. And I can interview whomever you send to me. I'll just interview them. Right now, I need subscribers. Subscribers. I do. This is my daughter's old paper. And I told her I was taking it because she was not using it. Subscribers. I need 100 subscribers to go live on Facebook. And I need about 100 subscribers more to go live on this channel. I'm taping this and uploading it. I need to go live, but I need the subscribership to go live. That way we can interact on a live show. Because I know a lot of y'all got a lot to say because what this woman is talking about, now go over to the J read on YouTube if you want to see everything, because I couldn't figure out how to get the video and me here, and it was taking up too much of my time. And if you look at the banner on this particular account for YouTube, yes, I did that. I did that. And I stuck it up there because I only have so much time to dedicate to each task. And I don't want to dedicate too much time to something that's actually trivial to me. Okay, I know I need a banner. Okay, I know that. So I did something. And when you go there, you will see it. Do not laugh at me. It solved a problem. Moving on, we need support through subscriptions and we need support through advertisers. For me to be able to stay at home comfortably and do this and open up perfume, it didn't cost that much. It didn't cost that much. All right. I got that from Micro Perfumes, and that's going to be on my host account. I have two other accounts. It's going to be, it's three accounts. You have the Sunday School Live, you have the Over 35 and Up podcast live, and then you'll have the Over 35 and Up host account. I will add links in the description box under this video to all three of those accounts. So don't worry about that. You'll be able to see the little dumb things I'm doing, because I'm going to take those videos and put them on Flip, where all the women like to get together. You have to excuse the way my mug looks. We're just getting together, talking about makeup, ponies, glitter, and MySpace.com. That's what we're talking about. And if you know, come on. I will talk your ear off about silly things like that and soap making and other stuff that ladies like, generally. Some men, but mostly ladies. Anyway, I understand this lady looks to be a little older, maybe 40s. And what I noticed is that after a certain point, employers, HR, they're giving you the thumbs down. If you're old, you have to be extra special or some sort of nepotism involved. I'm not even joking. I'm not. I don't know what that is about. Usually when people only want younger employees, it's because you don't know all the tricks and games and things. Because there's a lot going on. And it's scary. And there's a lot going on and it's scary. And the people who know, they generally don't say, because no one wants to carry the weight of saying something. I'm like, that's something Jesus does. So I talk to God a lot about, you see this? Well, I'm not just asking for me. I did that one time. It's like, it wouldn't even be right. I'm going to ask for everybody. Because this is, we need some help. You cannot just ignore a populace of people because they know too much about the stupid things you're doing or the dishonest things you're doing. Okay, remember when they talked about Mitt Romney because his whole job was breaking up cardboard boxes and putting them away? No, he breaks down businesses because the owners are done. They're tired. It's not making money. It's eating up money. I understand. But you have like 2,500 people with pension plans attached to that. He gets buyouts for everybody. Lawyers make money. The people take their dollars and they have to go. And by the time you've used somebody up like that, they're usually too old to get another job. So they go to the unemployment office until they get a job. And see, a lot of people forget about the old-fashioned unemployment office where they live. Go to the unemployment office where you live. Now, sometimes it's on the internet. Ours is on the internet. But you have to call up there. And then you have to work the leads that you find as you're walking around shopping. And if you see, those people back there and shipping and receiving struggling, they don't even have such and such and such. It's like you can whisper something to a manager. And it's like, I'm looking for a job. I could be helpful. They may or may not. But it would not hurt. And you certainly wouldn't have to toss and turn at night wondering what may have been if you just go ahead and ask. I mean, push come to shove, just don't go in the store for like 2 months. I'm not joking. So I've had to not go in the store for 2 months for other reasons related to that young woman. But I digress.
25. And honestly, it is absolutely insane, guys. She went to a job fair and nobody in that entire...
Oh, everybody knows. Nobody is hiring. I've never gotten a job at a job fair. It was my job to go cover the job fair, take photographs, and write something, or somebody takes a photograph and I write something. And the fact that they had a job fair. That's it. Anybody getting a job from a job fair, that's a miracle. Because most of them, the people who are there, it's their job to show up at a job fair or a health fair. And they give out pamphlets. It's a part of the PR budget. If you don't spend your money that way, go ahead. Because I used to have a whole good time. If we went, because I worked at the Indianapolis Sickle Cell Center a long time ago in Indianapolis. And the nurse would do stuff. And then I was the person getting people to come over, sitting there with the pamphlets, talking them up, explaining different things that they did not ask me about. Because a lot of people didn't know anything about STDs. They didn't, because that was a part of it. Part of the grant, a lot of these jobs are based on grants. Part of the grant was HIV AIDS education. That was really big in the 90s. And nobody really wants to hear about that at 10 o'clock in the morning. But that was my job. Standing there in something possibly inappropriate. I don't know. I wore something one time and it was a bit tiny with some clunky heels because I like fashion. And it was slightly unprofessional, slightly inappropriate, but it was a suit. Okay, it was a suit. Anyway, but I never heard of anybody getting a job from a job fair.
And honestly, it is absolutely insane.
Like I said, going over to the J. Read. Now, this girl is young.
The secret key. They have the thing that you haven't thought of, you know? So it's like, hey, I've been really struggling to find a job. And they're like, have you tried going in person? Yeah, I've tried going in person. They just tell me to apply online and then I never hear back from them. Oh, well, have you tried to go directly to the careers website? I have done that. I've heard absolutely nothing back. Oh, have you tried getting networking or, meeting people that work there? I have tried many jobs where I know somebody who works there and they still weren't able to get me in. You should probably get a part-time job while you're looking. Have you tried to apply for like a McDonald's or like a barista job? You could do that to be making some money on the side while you're looking. I've applied. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even with a full degree, these places are not hiring. Your bachelor's degree in psychology.
She's very, very, very young. That's about all I can say. She's very young. And I could tell from all the way over here that her attitude is not where it needs to be to get a job. You have to go where people aren't and do what they're not willing to do, which is actually be humble.
Because I definitely could have found one if I were you.
She spends a lot of time with her friends.
Yeah, that's an experience for a lot of people.
No. She spends a lot of time with her girlfriends. Or her mom, or her aunt, someone older that she's around when she really should be looking. If you go to, she's pretty. Like I said, go over there and look at the video. If she wanted to, she could work at retail. Okay, you could get ahead in pharmaceutical sales if you're attractive, young, and you have usually a degree is needed. It's not requested. But it's a lot to remember about the different pharmaceuticals. It's like the character on Big Bang Theory, the little blonde girl, How Wolowitz's wife. She majored in microbiology. She had a PhD in microbiology. But she got her friend, Penny, the main character's girlfriend, one of the main characters, a job as a pharmaceutical sales rep because she was a former actress. She was very pretty. And generally, that's selling yourself in sales. People will buy things or at least try things because you look okay. You're pretty. I want to be pretty too. I'm going to buy this from you. It doesn't take a lot. And, and then they went into the Glenn Ross of it all in Big Bang Theory. Go rewatch some Big Bang Theories. You probably gotta pay something, but I watch most of the Big Bang Theories when they were on TV, and it's pretty it's pretty accurate. But you can get young, pretty, college degree. You can get jobs as pharmaceutical sales reps. They're hiring because they're flush with cash. We all need medication. Okay, whoever's making the GLPs, go there. Nobody said anything about pharmaceutical sales rep because that's like you could become a PA, a physician's assistant. All you need is a degree. And, you know, if you have taken anatomy, that's helpful. But she's young. She can get along. It's some of these other ones. It's like, listen.
And all these other accolades, which I met pretty well, hence why they reached out. But the role would be based in New York City, Manhattan to be exact. And they put competitive pay.
Oh. It was $30 an hour.
And they wanted to pay $30 an hour. And I'm like, in what facet of reality is that a living wage for New York City? And I was like, I'm really excited about you guys reaching out, but I cannot take this because that's not a survivable wage for me to be able to.
You can't. I don't know. Maybe if you have a relative that you can live with, or you can bunk up with someone, you know, and they let you stay there a couple of months or something till you can get your money up. But you're going to be struggling in Manhattan on $30 an hour. That's a Midwestern type of money. But he did get offered a job. What they're saying is that he should have taken it and just made it work. That's one way of looking at it. But I'm thinking he has to leave where he is. And you're all the way somewhere else. It's like, if they pay for relocation costs, do you ask that? Because he didn't mention it, and I bet you he didn't know to ask. Do you pay for relocation costs? Okay, because I'll take your $30 an hour if you're giving me a huge relocation stipend. That's what they don't like older people to. Because if you've been around the block, if you do, you know. It's like, come on. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. Because you're paying, what, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 or more just to relocate me there. And when you get there, they may have some property where they can put you up in an apartment or a house. Companies own these things, or people who are on the board members, they might own some property. It's like they know who you are. You can live there, possibly sublet or take in a roommate or something. It's all kind of things, but you have to ask. And usually these relationships that you're forming, they're with HR, human resources. So you're going to have to go through them. And it's the quality of the human resource officer, because maybe they don't want to risk anything by asking, can I offer relocation if the candidate is really great? Or if she has to run it past board members, whoever she's hiring, you know, it was just another way he could have spun that. He could have played that another way. He just said flat out no, because I can't live on $30 an hour. So they just went to the next person. So that's.
Or rent and food, two basic necessities to my human existence.
And men eat a lot, young men especially.
Please spend a night with my.
Okay, I know. Those are those, I don't know, books, or I don't know what they are. I don't want to do it. It's too much.
40 hours a week. The answer is 20.9%. 1 out of every 5 people that you see actually have a job working full time. But it gets crazier. Out of that 20%, 8% are millennials. 7% are Gen X. 2.8% are boomers, and 2.8% is Gen Z.
But before we finish the rest of this video, I got to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Have you ever noticed how Wall Street always seems to win?
Yeah, go look at the video if you want to see all of that. He just has some facts. I think a lot of these videos he might have gotten. Oh, this one says TikTok. This one right here says TikTok. So you can go over to him and then look where they look on TikTok.
News, and they're talking about people are using Afterpay for groceries.
That's how bad it is. People are using Afterpay for groceries. Also, people between the ages of 21 to 30 are relying on their parents for about half of their expenses because they cannot afford it. Also, that same age group has the highest unemployment of any other age group in the country right now. Yep. Also, more tariffs went into effect yesterday. Yep. Almost everything that comes into this country now has a tariff on it. Also, we're not actually doing anything to actively build American industry. Yep. So, yeah. Oh, and I left something out. One of the most populous states in the United States, Texas, one of the other being California and New York, are trying to redraw their congressional districts to get five more Republican seats in. That's old. We knew that, but the groceries and Afterpay, in order to use Afterpay, you have to be ordering the groceries online. Now, if you're getting $600 worth of groceries, that'll probably last you a minute, even if you have men in the house, because men eat considerably more than women. Men are mostly muscle, and you have to fuel that muscle. And when men don't get enough to eat, they become angry and violent. So I'm telling you now, I went out. The goal was to bring back some cheese. I have to have so many pounds of cheese, real cheese, cheddar cheese, in my house, or things just may not flow right. I'm not joking. When the cheese gets low, attitudes and everything gets kicked up, just dust ups. Then I noticed it's like when I keep bags of cheese, I go to Sam's Club. I was going to Costco. But wherever I can go get huge bags of cheese. It's 2.5. It's 5 pounds, but it's broken up, which is better. I know a lot about the cheese. I'm not talking about Velveeta. I'm not talking about store brand Velveeta. I'm not talking about that. It has to be real cheese. Or these people in my house will lose self-control. They have to have cheese on all things. Talking about it won't go down easy if that. Honey, you must have roots in the Caribbean. It get cold around here in America, especially if you live up north. Baby, they putting potatoes and cheese, and we don't use butter, but we do use olive oil because it's healthier. But we have to pile things up with some potatoes, and don't mix some corn up in there. We have to eat. If you live in a hot climate where you can afford to not eat meat because it's just too doggone hot to be filling up on meats and stuff like South Florida, I was there for a minute. It's too hot to eat the Midwest way. I was hot and sweaty all the time until my blood thinned out. Once my blood thinned out, that was good. Wasn't hot all the time, but you can't. It's different environments require different foods. Up north, we're eating cheese and potatoes and bread and sauces and things with flour in it to build you up so you don't freeze to death when you got to go dip snow. Okay? But cheese is expensive. It's not the most expensive thing, but if you're having a balanced grocery list and you have you're running your household, $600 for groceries. Yeah, that makes sense. You got a couple of boys. If they're growing, if you got little kids, it's a little bit different. But if you got teen boys or college age boys or husbands and stuff like that, you have to have enough food or you're going to have a dust up.
I don't want to go to law school. I don't want to do that. I'd rather go study marine biology, but I didn't do my degree there. And now I'm I don't know what to do. I'm actually freaking out. This life is so unfulfilling, and I'm supposed to work for the rest of my life doing something unfulfilling? No, that's ridiculous.
Not by all means,
Okay, she needs some hobbies. Your hobby is now marine biology. You can go donate to something and get on their nerves, and they have to be bothered with you because you gave them some money. Your hobby is marine biology, or being a ballerina, or a soap maker, perfumer, whatever, podcaster. Okay, that's your hobby. It does not pay a bill. You don't want to live in the ghetto. I suggest you keep that job with those lawyers, because here's the thing: she's probably running into what a lot of women run into on the job when they're professionals: misogyny and sexism. And a lot of times it's more than racism, because what they see is another type of woman. You're just some woman, just that your skin is brown. That woman has a pinkish undertone, but still you're a woman, and you're like a mom or a sister or something cuddly and warm, or you're a whore. You know, we don't know why she was hired. Hopefully for her acumen, you know, her courtroom skills. But let's be real. I'm telling you the truth. I was told, I was looking for a job. I was told, you know, men want something to look at in the office. He was old school. Oh man, you know, you're gonna have to wear a dress. You come back and you fix yourself up in a dress. And put some makeup on. We see what you're talking about. And I did, and I didn't really understand what he was saying, but he was saying that we will pay you to undergo our, you know, advances. Now, I don't know, because I didn't get hired, because I'm wearing a double-breasted long skirt with white lapels. It was cute. I think he thought I was going to put on a tube dress or something tight or inappropriate. I didn't even own clothes like that. I only own office clothes and workout clothes. Anything like a mini skirt, a couple of mini skirts. But like clothes that prostitutes wear, no, because I never was in a place where that was the attire. I was always someplace where you needed a cocktail dress. What length? Does it need to be ankle length, floor length, below the knee? It was societal rules and stuff. But this young lady is probably undergoing a lot of duress because she's a woman. And she's working in a law office. It might be other women there who are catty. She needs some guidance. Some guidance would help her. What is it called when another person helps you get along? Oh, I gotta look it up, because I think that's the end of it. And those are hard to come by. A lot of y'all already know what I'm talking about. That's hard to come by. Someone that's going to help you, get through your first few years as a professional somewhere, because it's usually a professional environment when you get these. I'm trying to think. I can't think of the word. Mentor. I typed in help on the job, and then I remembered it's mentor. You do need a mentor. Someone to help you get through, whatever you're trying to get through. If it's navigating office politics, to winning Powerball tickets. Somebody won here in town. And it must have been significant, or they would not have. Oh, $50,000. No, that wasn't me. I said two. At least. So they have smaller games that pull away from the $1 billion. So, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Because sometimes, like if it's 3,000 for, I'm like, that's really not helpful enough. It's not really enough help, to pull you out of all of your debt and things. It's just, you got to pay taxes on it. You got to go down there and get it. It's actually more of a hassle, you need a significant amount of zeros behind that. So that's pretty much it. That's the show. I just thought all of those insights from people were interesting. I don't want to lean too much on this show. But yeah, if you go on over to www.over35andup, my blog, there's a couple of articles there with some deep insight that people aren't saying. And it's like the saying the stuff out loud that nobody's saying. And you're going to have to say a little bit about it, because we have jobs in this country that are available for all of those people to work. Okay, if you have freedom of movement and you don't have to stay home or anything, you can drive a school bus. They've had a shortage since 2023. A reported shortage. It was probably short before that. They don't have enough school bus drivers because it's a high burnout job. But you get benefits. It's a benefits. It's a school district, so school districts have lots of money. It's a city within a city. Okay, so and they don't have enough semi truck drivers. I think the Jay Reed actually did a show on that. But there are what they consider unskilled labor jobs where you get on the job training to do it. Like to drive the school bus, you have to know about the entire school bus. That was a lot. To drive the truck, the CDL, you need special licenses for these. To pass those tests, you got to know like all about the truck. And it's like, that's a lot to know. But if you have a good memory, you can work these jobs. And that's what it is. A lot of people are smart. They have excellent memories, excellent recall. And they can work some jobs like this that require you to remember a lot of things because their brains are functioning. And they should be the ones applying for these. And our country would be a whole lot better off if they would apply for them. But that girl that's a lawyer is like, let her drive a school bus for a month. And I bet you she'll never open her mouth again against working as a lawyer, because that's one of the most prestigious jobs in this country. And women had to fight tooth and nail to actually study a lot of the things that we're working in now. Because at first you could just be a teacher, or you could be a wife like we asked you to be. A wife and a mom should be it for you. And yeah, when somebody knows they have all of this over you, the relationship gets unbalanced, and you're supposed to be able to put up with it. Many of us could not. The women's suffrage movement, ERA, and today. Okay, you don't have to put up with any of that. You can go study what you want to study in America, and you can be what you want to be, as long as you pass a licensing exam and somebody hires you, or you have clients. If you want to start a job, my research shows that if you want to start a business, my research shows that starting a business is one of the riskiest investments you can make. It's an investment you're making in yourself. So make sure you look thoroughly, because you're always going to have to be closing deals. Always be closing. Always be closing. And that's what Glenn Ross said. Always be closing. Well, my phone is getting ready to close. So I want you to check the description box where you can see all of the accounts, because I'm charged my phone, and then we're going to get into this package right here. Okay, I blocked it out. You can see it. Plus, you don't want to call me out. All right. Have a nice day. Bye.